Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, we are grateful this day for our lives and for thy love and sustaining influence. We are grateful for the democracy under which our beautiful Commonwealth strives and thrives. We ask thee to guide and bless our senators and their loved ones. Please bless this assemblage to act with courage and selflessness as they dispatch the business of the people. And please watch over their families and loved ones. Bless them with health, safety, and prosperity. We humbly pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The roll. All those present, please vote aye. The clerk will close the roll.
You have a quorum, Madam President.
The senator from Henrico, Senator Donovan, moves that the reading of the journal be waived. All in favor of waiving the reading of the journal will record their vote aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 35, noes 5.
Ayes 35, noes 5. The reading of the journal is waived. The clerk will report any communications from the House of Delegates.
We do not have any.
The clerk will report any communications from the governor.
We do not have any, Madam President.
Now comes the time in the morning hour when we have the honor of welcoming our distinguished guests here in the Senate gallery. And I will give my reminder that we will call your name, and then you will please stand and be recognized, and we will applaud after we have read of your distinguishedness. The senator from Henrico, Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for the purpose of two introductions.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. First, I would like to thank Shane Holloway, who had our benediction this morning. I'm so grateful for his beautiful words. He's from my district, the Richmond Temple of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Glen Allen, and I hope that you will offer him the warm welcome and gratitude of the Senate for his prayer this morning.
We thank you for coming. We thank you for your prayer, and we thank you for all that you're doing in the community to make us better. Thank you very much, and please join me in welcoming Mr. Holloway. The senator from Chesterfield, Senator Hashmi.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for the purpose of an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. It's my honor and pleasure to welcome the members of the Virginia Museum community who have come to visit the General Assembly today. And the Virginia Association of Museums was founded in 1968 and has a membership of 3,000 museum professionals throughout the Commonwealth. In Virginia, we have more than 700 museums, galleries, and cultural sites that account for more than 12,000 jobs in the Commonwealth. And Virginia museums contribute more than $21.5 billion tourism dollars in Virginia, and the typical museum will spend 75% of their education budget directly on our K-12 students. The 2022 Annual Association Conference is being held in Richmond in the first week of March, and we are delighted that we have such an incredibly rich history and such wonderful museums in our Commonwealth. Madam President, I ask that we give the warm welcome of the Senate.
Good morning to you, and we thank you for all that you do. $21.5 billion with a B dollars is a lot of money, and I don't know what we would do without it. So keep on doing what you're doing, and we'll see you sometime soon, we hope. So please join me in welcoming them to the Senate. The senior senator from Richmond, Senator McClellan.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam President.
Good morning.
I rise for an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. We have joining us today representatives from the Virginia Childhood Cancer Network, who are here to represent the more than 325 children who are diagnosed with cancer every year here in the Commonwealth, and the more than 4,000 school-age children cancer survivors that we have here in Virginia. We have an opportunity to make history this year by including children with cancer in our state budget for the first time, and I ask that you give these advocates a warm Senate welcome.
Remain standing. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all that you do for the children. It is unfortunate that this is part of our lives, but we have to take care of our children, and you do that so well. Thank you very much, and please receive the warm welcome of the Senate.
Would you be at ease for just one moment? We just need to fix your microphone.
The Senate will be at ease.
You want to turn your microphone?
Come back to order. Do any other senators wish to be recognized? The senior senator from Chesapeake, Senator Cosgrove.
Thank you, Madam President. I hope this is the right time, but and I quiver bringing this forward, but I would like to ask the body for unanimous consent. I know. Sometimes I'm a bad boy. Actually, the bill would actually just make some changes to the code as far as when an oyster leaseholder has to reply to a wetlands permit, that it has to be done in a timely manner. So with that, Madam President, I would ask for the indulgence of the body. And I have not exceeded my bill limit.
The chair is uncertain. Would the senator please restate?
Yes, Madam President. I am asking for unanimous consent of the body to introduce a bill dealing with oyster leases.
Oyster.
Yes, ma'am.
He said he had not exceeded his limit, so he doesn't have to use unanimous consent.
So I'll just let it go.
I'm told that you have not exceeded your limit, and so you may introduce your bill. Does any other senator wish to be recognized? If not, the clerk will call the calendar.
Senate calendar for Wednesday, January the 19th, 2022. Uncontested calendar, Senate bills on third reading.
The senior senator from Fairfax, Senator Saslaw.
Madam President, I move that the Senate bills on third reading on the uncontested calendar, it's pages 1 and 2, that's Senate Bill 48 through 316, be placed on their final passage in a block. And any senator desiring to remove this bill from the block, please do so after the clerk has read the number of the bill.
The question is, shall the Senate bills on the uncontested calendar, third reading, pages 1 through 2, Senate Bill 48 through Senate Bill 316, be placed upon their final passage in the block with the understanding that any senator desiring to remove a bill from the block do so after the clerk has read the number of the bill? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. The bills are before us in the block. The clerk will read the number of the bills.
Senate Bill 48, Senate Bill 49, Senate Bill 139, and Senate Bill 316.
The question is, shall the bills in the block pass? All in favor of the passage of the bills will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, noes 0.
Ayes 40, noes 0. The bills in the block pass.
Regular calendar, Senate bill on third reading. Senate Bill 278, parking of vehicles, electric vehicle charging spots, civil penalties.
Senator from Alexandria, Senator Eben.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the bill pass, and speaking to that motion.
The senator has the floor.
Senate Bill 278 helps protect those property owners who've invested in electric vehicle charging infrastructure by allowing for a penalty and towing of vehicles that are not plug-in electric vehicles and park in spots that are clearly marked as reserved for electric vehicles. With that, I move to renew the motion that the bill pass.
The senator from Roanoke County, Senator Sudeline.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to speak in opposition to the bill.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm not going to trespass on the body's time because I know where this bill is going to fly out of here, but it represents a problem that we have in this body, and we've done it several times in the last several years, and you hear me complain about what we do on electric rates and what we do on fees on so many things, and you also heard me complain about when we do things that aren't intended to actually increase costs to people, but that's exactly what they do. A few years ago, this body prohibited the use of phones in someone's hand while driving. And I was told this isn't that much of an issue because so many cars already have this. You can just go through your system. And that's sort of where we are again today. When we passed that bill, we basically just passed a new fee on for folks having to buy something if their car was not so equipped. But the situation with this is if two vehicles come down to a place where there's a single parking spot left, that parking spot is a charging station. Both cars can't find any other spot, but one of those is equipped to receive a charge. Even though that car's been fully charged, does not require a charge, they can't find another parking spot. They park there at 97% already, and they start charging, and they quickly are at 100%, but they maintain that car there the rest of the day. It's there another 8 hours. There will be no fine on them. What they might have to pay is a fee by the owner of the thing for not taking a charge while they're there. It's a small fee, I've been told in committee, of about $1 to $5 an hour. So they might pay between $5 and $40. Now, the other car that made their way down the road at the exact same time that's not capable of taking a car, neither car requires to charge. Neither car is using it for what its intended purpose is. It parks there. It might only park there for 1 hour, not the 8 that the other car was there, but it's going to pay a whole lot more. It's going to pay a minimum fine of $100, possibly a fine of $250, and then they also get to pay for the towing fee. So what we're doing with this legislation is passing disparate impact yet again and on folks that are less affluent and don't have the high-end vehicles to take the charge. I know that what's going to happen today, and I'm disappointed, but hopefully there will be wisdom elsewhere in the system, and we won't be doing this. Because if folks that can't get a charge parked there are going to get a fine, the folks that park their car that's capable of getting a charge but it's not getting a charge at that time, they ought to get the same fine. So I hope there will be at least a few more read. Thank you.
The senator from Eastern Fairfax County, Senator Somerville.
Speaking to the bill, Madam President.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Just to clarify a couple things, just so we're all clear about what the facts are. The only place that I'm aware of where you can get an overage fee for staying beyond when your car's done charging is from Tesla. And, Tesla is one company that provides charging, but there's probably thousands of other stations that are not Tesla chargers, and most of those don't have those overage limits. And so that's really just a Tesla situation, not anybody else. The only people that can use Tesla is Tesla cars right now. Number one. Number two, these vehicles, the prices are coming down. This is not just an issue for the affluent. And if we're going to allow everybody to have an electric car, we need to have a robust charging network. And if we're going to have a robust charging network, then only people that have electric cars ought to be parking in those spots so that you can drive your car with some confidence. You'll be able to charge it and be able to get home. And so number two. Number three, just so we're clear what this bill actually does, okay, is it clarifies the law. Because right now, any private property owner can restrict parking in a parking spot as a property owner. That's a property right. You can put up a sign and you can say, I only want blue cars to park in my parking lot. And if somebody parks a red car there, you can call them up and probably have them towed as a trespass tower as long as you're complying with the local ordinance and have posted that on your parking lot. Oh, you won that case, yeah. My seatmate actually won that case against the Attorney General about a month ago. So what this bill does is two things. It makes it clear that if you're going to do trespass tows for electric vehicles, it provides some standardization. So there's some consistency between spots so that people have an expectation and they're properly on notice, number one. Number two, what it does is it allows a law enforcement officer to write a citation for it, because right now they can't write a ticket. The only remedy available to a property owner is to tow somebody. That's all this bill does. It doesn't change the world. It provides standardization and clarity. It doesn't. It's not as big of a change as I think it's being characterized.
Madam President.
For what purpose does the senator rise?
Would the senator from Eastern Fairfax yield for a question?
Will the senator yield?
Happy to yield.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you to the senator. Am I mistaken that if someone that happens to own an electric vehicle pulls there with no intent to charge, they cannot be fined, even though they're parked there, and preventing others from using what's intended?
Madam President, I believe the way this bill is worded, they would not be able to be charged with an infraction here. But the property owner, if they sign their property in a way that says only cars that are actively charging can park here, the property owner could have them towed for violating the rules on the sign or the rules they posted there on the property, which I believe some places do, like Whole Foods.
Madam President, would the senator yield for a second question then?
Will the senator yield for another question?
I'll yield.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. So that it's correct then that the only people that can be fined are people that have the less expensive vehicle that can't get the electronic or the electric charge. And it doesn't matter if someone else pulls there in complete violation of its purpose for a charge just because they want the parking spot. And so we now are going to charge some owners of certain kind of cars up to $250, and the other people, even though they're taking up the exact same space and they're not charging, the simple fact that they have a more expensive car that can take a charge, they will be free with license to park there, avoiding the $100 to $250 fine.
Madam President, what I would say to the senator from Roanoke County is a couple things. Number one, I would tell him that I look forward to his bill that will allow people to park in handicap spots when every other spot is full. Number one. And number two, I would just note that if you go on cars.com or Auto Trader, et cetera, I'm sure you can find plenty of electric vehicles that are for sale for $15,000 or less. And so the idea that only electric cars are more expensive than every other car out there is pretty nonsensical. I know of lots of cars that cost more than $15,000 to use gas engines. And so I disagree with the premise of his question.
Senator, have a further question?
No, I just appreciate him confirming the difference. Thank you.
The senator from Western Fairfax County, Senator Marsden.
Thank you, Madam President. Speak to the bill.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, ma'am. While I appreciate the senator from Roanoke County's concerns, he's anticipating a problem that we don't know that we're going to have. And the problem may turn out to be entirely different. Who knows? But for right now, we have a problem we need to deal with that has not been addressed in the code. And any rather far-fetched scenario that may occur in the future, we can deal with it then. And so I'd ask that we vote for the bill.
I thank the senator. The senator, senior senator from Chesapeake, Senator Cosgrove.
Thank you, Madam President. Speak to the bill.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate. You know, this is a bill carried by a member of the other side of the aisle, but this is a good bill. This is a private property rights bill. And to be honest with you, trying to equate this to wealthy versus non-wealthy is fairly nonsensical. If you look at any internal combustion engine vehicle new off the lot today, let's just take a Chevy Suburban for that matter. We're talking $75,000 to $80,000. That's a really expensive vehicle, but it's gas-powered. It's not electric. So that poor individual that had to pay for that will then be subject to that fine. But companies have spent thousands and thousands of dollars to put these charging stations on their private property. And yet we're talking about trying to define what they can and can't do on their private property. So, Madam President, I hope that we would pass this bill. It just makes sense. And we all know that the future of transportation is in electric vehicles, and we're going to need more and more of these charging stations. So thank you, Madam President.
The senator from Alexandria, Senator Eben.
Briefly, if no one else wishes to speak, just to correct the record.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. To the senator from Roanoke County, the company he was talking about, Tesla, that charges if a spot is if you're idling and have fully charged, charges 50 cents a minute if no one else is waiting for a spot, and $1 a minute if your vehicle is fully charged and there are people waiting to charge. So this is his argument is kind of a red herring. This is really, as this senator from Virginia, from Chesapeake said, about protecting private property investment in a growing technology that's needed for the public good. With that, I renew my motion. The bill pass.
The question is, shall Senate Bill 278 pass? All in favor of the passage of the bill will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators wish to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 28, noes 12.
Ayes 28, noes 12. The bill passes.
Uncontested calendar, Senate bills on second reading. Senate Bill 54, Chesapeake Airport Authority removes language, authority authorizing language related to removal of.
The Senator
reported from the Committee on Local Government.
The senior senator from Chesapeake, Senator Cosgrove.
Madam President, I ask this bill be engrossed and passed on to its third reading.
The question is, shall Senate Bill 54 be engrossed and advanced to its third reading? All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, no. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 54 is engrossed and advanced to its third reading.
Senate Bill 172, County Boards of Supervisors' Salaries. Reported from the Committee on Local Government with amendments.
The senator from Lynchburg, Senator Peake.
I move the committee amendments.
The question is, shall the committee amendments be adopted? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee amendments are adopted. The senator from Lynchburg, Senator Peake.
I now move that the bill be engrossed and advanced to its third constitutional reading.
Question is, shall Senate Bill 172 be engrossed and advanced to its third reading? All in favor will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is engrossed and advanced to its third reading.
Regular calendar, Senate bills on second reading. Senate Bill 35, a bill relating to comprehensive plan approval, reported from the Committee on Local Government with amendment.
Senator from Arlington, Senator Favola.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I move that the amendment be agreed to.
Question is, shall the committee amendments on Senate Bill 35 be agreed to? All in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee amendments are agreed to. The senator from Arlington, Senator Favola.
Thank you, Madam President. I now move that the bill be engrossed and advanced to its third constitutional reading.
The question is, shall Senate Bill 35 be engrossed and advanced to its third reading? All in favor will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 35 is engrossed and advanced.
Senate Bill 82, a bill relating to city reversion disposition of police motorcycles, reported from the Committee on Local Government with amendments.
Senator from Franklin County, Senator Stanley.
Thank you and good morning, Madam President. I now move that the committee amendments be agreed to.
The question is, shall the committee amendments be agreed to? All in favor will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee amendments are agreed to. The senator from Franklin County, Senator Stanley.
Thank you, Madam President. I now move that the Senate Bill 82 be engrossed and advanced to its third constitutional reading.
The question is, shall Senate Bill 82 be engrossed and advanced to its third reading? All in favor will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 82 is engrossed and advanced to its third reading.
Senate Bill 109, offenders under 21 years of age, parole.
The junior senator from Richmond City, Senator Morrissey.
Good morning, Madam President, and thank you.
Morning.
Madam President, I move that Senate Bill 109 be engrossed and advanced along to its third constitutional reading.
The question is, shall Senate Bill 109 be engrossed and advanced to its third reading? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. These dividers, I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, the dividers are causing me a little bit, I can't hear very well. So I'm going to ask, the chair is uncertain, for a voice vote, a recorded vote. The question is, shall Senate Bill 109 be engrossed and advanced to its third reading? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 21, noes 19.
Ayes 21, noes 19. The bill is engrossed and advanced to its third reading.
Senate Bill 286, a bill relating to historic districts property survey. Reported from the Committee on Local Government, and there is a floor amendment.
The senator from Alexandria, Senator Eben.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that we waive the reading of the floor amendment.
The question is, shall the reading of the amendment be waived? All in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The reading is waived. The senator from Alexandria, Senator Eben.
Thank you, Madam President. Speaking in favor of the floor amendment, this is pretty simple.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you. This bill's pretty simple. It deals with allowing local governments to require a survey plat in a historic district. And what we did is, with the floor amendment, we trim it back so it only affects those localities in Planning District 8, since that's where the request for the legislation originated from. So with that, I move again the floor amendment.
Do any senators wish to speak to the bill? Hearing none. The question is, shall the amendment be agreed to? All in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The amendments are agreed to. The senator from Alexandria, Senator Eben.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the bill be engrossed and passed to its third constitutional reading.
The question is, shall Senate Bill 286 be engrossed and advanced to its third reading? All in favor will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is engrossed and advanced to its third reading.
Senate Bill 294, a bill relating to fee for solid waste disposal, Bath County. Reported for the Committee on Local Government.
Senator from Bath.
Thank you, Madam.
Senator Deeds.
It shows it is on.
You're wanting your bill to be engrossed and advanced? The question is, shall Senate Bill 294 be engrossed and advanced to its third reading? All in favor will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is engrossed and advanced to its third reading.
Senate Bill 319, a bill relating to charitable institutions and associations, local appropriations to faith-based organization. Reported from the Committee on Local Government.
Madam President.
Senator from Fauquier, Senator Vogel.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to ask that that bill please go by for the day.
Without objection, Senate Bill 319 goes by for the day.
Senate Bill 358, a bill relating to County Manager Plan of Government Independent Policing.
The senator from Arlington, Senator Favola.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I move that the amendment, the reading of the amendment be waived.
The question is, shall Senate Bill 388 be engrossed and advanced?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A floor amendment, Madam President.
Floor amendment. Sorry. The question is, shall the reading of the amendment be waived? All in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The reading of the amendment is waived. Senator from Arlington, Senator Favola.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I move that the amendment be agreed to. In speaking to that motion,
the senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. This is a technical amendment. It puts a period after the word board on line 21. It's my amendment cleans up the language, makes it simpler. And with that explanation, I ask that the amendment be agreed to.
The question is, shall the amendment be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to. The senator from Arlington, Senator Favola.
Thank you, Madam President. I now move that the bill be engrossed in advance to its third constitutional reading.
The question is, shall Senate Bill 388 be engrossed and advanced to its third reading? All in favor will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is engrossed and advanced to its third reading.
Uncontested calendar Senate bills on first reading.
The senior senator from Fairfax County, Senator Saslaw.
Madam President, excuse me, I move that all Senate bills on first reading on uncontested and regular calendar pages 7 through 9, that the Senate bill, that the rules be suspended and the first constitutional reading of the titles be dispensed with.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended and the first reading of the titles of Senate bills on the uncontested and regular calendars, pages 7 through 9, Senate Bill 194 through Senate Bill 42, be dispensed with? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, no 0.
Ayes 40, no 0. The reading of the titles is dispensed with. The senior senator from Fairfax County, Senator Saslaw.
I move that those, all Senate bills be passed by for the day.
The question is, shall the Senate bills on the uncontested and regular calendars, now on second reading, be passed by for the day? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bills will go by for the day. The senior senator from Fairfax County, Senator Saslaw.
Madam President, I'd inquire of the clerk, does that complete today's calendar?
Yes, sir.
In the vernacular of the younger generation, that's awesome.
Is there any other business to come before the Senate? The senator from Rockingham County, Senator Obenshain.
Madam President, I rise for a brief point of personal privilege.
The senator has the floor.
Madam President, members of the Senate, this point of personal privilege is really just a footnote, and it falls in the category of consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds. Yesterday, I had the great privilege of appearing before the esteemed Privileges and Elections Committee to present a bill with which there was perhaps a little drama, the voter identification bill. All of the same points were made. My friends on the other side of the aisle voted not to advance that bill, as I would have predicted, and they pointed out that this was really important to look out for the little people, you know, the people who don't have and cannot get those free IDs that are given out in connection with this. And I salute them for their concern about the little people. But I just received an email invitation. It's not for me, but it's not to me, I should say. But it was an email invitation sent out from my friends on the other side of the aisle for a certain event coming up for the Virginia Senate Democratic Caucus, the week ending January 14. And it points out that as a condition for attending this, the little people better watch out, because in order to attend this Virginia Senate Democratic Caucus event, and I've listened for many years to my friends on the other side of the aisle talk about looking out for the little man. But in order to attend this, you have to produce your photo ID, and not just that, but your vaccination card in one photo on your phone. So there's my footnote for the day. Thank you, Madam President.
I thank the gentleman, the senior senator from Chesterfield, Senator Hashmi.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for a point of personal privilege.
The senator has the floor.
Actually, 1.5 points of personal privilege, if you agree. First, in reference to the quote that was just given, I do believe that the correct quote is that a foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of small minds, from Ralph Waldo Emerson's Self-Reliance, essay on self-reliance. But my primary point of today that I wanted to speak to is in reference to the governor's executive order number 1, and that is the directive number 8 that is part of that executive order. And that directive reads that the superintendent of public instruction shall end the Virginia Math Pathways Initiative. I'm really concerned, as are many of my education colleagues, about this particular directive to end our VMPI initiative. You know, this initiative, the Virginia Mathematics Pathways Initiative, is a joint venture, actually, that was agreed to by the Virginia Department of Education, our State Council of Higher Education, and the Virginia Community College System. And it was crafted in order to consider the ways in which we can improve mathematical instruction to our students in K-12 as well as in college, in order to better align the skills that our students need to meet the challenges of the 21st century economy. This particular initiative is led and guided by mathematics teachers in K-12, as well as our mathematics faculty, and it is also something that was initiated by our business partners, our corporate partners, who have really seen that our students are emerging, not just from high school, but also from college, without the skills necessary to meet the needs of their potential employment, that they actually need the skills for statistical analysis, for quantitative reasoning, and for better scientific and mathematical awareness of the new technologies that are in front of them. By taking this step, as directed in this executive order, to end the VMPI, we are actually stepping back in our efforts to prepare Virginia students to meet the challenges of the math requirements that they will necessarily need to have to be productive and effective workers in this new economy. I would ask that our governor and the education team of the administration reconsider this posture. I would ask that they consult with those folks who are involved with the Mathematics Pathway Initiative, including SHEV, including the VCCS, and determine what the best outcome ought to be as we move forward in increasing rather than decreasing the standards of math for our students. Thank you, Madam President.
I thank the senator. The senator from Enrico, Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for the point of personal privilege.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you. Madam President, members of the Senate, while not in the gallery today, virtually we have pharmacists and pharmacy students observing and attending with us today all over Virginia, as it is Pharmacy Lobby Day. They're representing the Virginia Pharmacists Association and the 4 pharmacy schools in the Commonwealth. The association and the schools represent pharmacy doctors and pharmacy professionals across all of Virginia. They provide vital healthcare services every day to Virginians, services recognized as accessible, cost-effective, and high quality. Indeed, where would we have been with COVID-19 vaccination were it not for our pharmacists? They have provided over 46% of all COVID-19 vaccines administered in Virginia. In addition to the vaccines, they've also performed testing and dispensing of life-saving antivirals. Their work is and will continue to be critical to the Commonwealth in our ability to meet healthcare needs for ensuring access, medication indication, and vaccinations across Virginia. Madam President, I hope you will welcome and thank our pharmacists and pharmacy students across Virginia.
While you are not with us today and you're watching us in a disembodied way, we thank you for watching your government, and we thank you for being pharmacy students. We're going to need more now, not in the near future, but now. And we thank those companies that have come to Virginia and established their businesses here so that we can have the jobs here. So we hope that you come and visit us at some point during the session. Thank you. The senator from Western Fairfax County, Senator Marsden.
Thank you, Madam President. Rise for point of personal privilege.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to do two things. One, reassure my colleague from Rockingham County, the senator from Rockingham County, that we were looking after the little guy when it came to those requirements to attend that fundraiser, because it made it more difficult to have that person part with their money, which little guys need their money. So I just wanted to let him know that we were looking after them. The second thing is, Madam President, you know, I like country music, and my favorite country music song, my very, very favorite one, is "If the Phone Still Ain't Ringing, I Assume It Still Ain't You." And that comes down to, begs the question, are we still ain't teaching critical race theory? I think we need to be careful about executive orders and bills that ban things that don't yet exist in the form in which they're being addressed. I think this is something we need to be careful about. And Madam President, that's it for today. Good to see you. Thank you.
I thank the senator. Senator from Loudoun, Senator Bell.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for a point of personal privilege.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to, if you hadn't seen this yet or not, I wanted to just point it out to everybody and ask all of you to consider possibly using this to post on whatever media outlets you have. The COVID test home kit site is now live. The website's covidtest.gov, and any American can go on there and get 4 tests sent to them free of charge, and they're usually sent, according to the site, within 7 to 12 days. I bring this up, again, not to make this political at all, but I know I've had many constituents ask me where they can get the home test. This is a place they can get them, and unfortunately there's widespread reports across the U.S. of unfortunate price gouging on these test kits, charging unbelievable prices. So I think as a matter of fairness, the more these kits get out, even if you're not sick today, you might need them at some point. It's a good idea for our constituents to know that this is out there and they can get this, and hopefully that'll help eliminate this price gouging. With that, thank you, Madam President.
Thank the senator. Senior senator from Fairfax, Senator Saslaw.
Brief personal privilege. Just on
Senator
the
has the
lighter
floor.
side, in response to my good friend from Rockingham, that there might be some of us willing to vote for a voter ID if it also included with absolute certainty from the governor on down, that also along with that, you'd have to show in order to vote that you got both shots and the booster.
The senior senator from Chesapeake, Senator Cosgrove.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for a request.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I am carrying Senate Joint Resolution 45. It's commending the life of Navy SEAL Commander Brian Michael Bourgeois, who was killed in a training accident in Virginia Beach just last month. If you would look up Senate Joint Resolution 45 and please sign on, I'd love to have everybody as co-sponsors. for this man's family. Thank you.
I thank the senator. Senator from Prince William, Senator McPike.
Thank you, Madam President. Rise for the point of personal privilege.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam President. A friend of mine from across the aisle indicated just a few minutes ago that I'd been quiet so far this session. And so I did want to take a moment just to highlight a few things. First off, to thank the frontline first responders that have been working tirelessly throughout the COVID process. And secondly, to the ICU and nurses and doctors who are continued through almost a 2-year marathon. There are a lot of heroes that are tired. And so as we debate masks, mandates, and other things, I just encourage people to continue to use precautions. It's not just COVID. There's flu. There's other things going around. And as a first responder, my last shift a couple weeks ago, before coming down to Richmond, most of the local hospitals were full. They're on diversion. Or medics were waiting for 3-4 hours to drop off patients. I now get a daily page about how many hospitals in the region are now on diversion from my county. And they're putting out a standard page now that just says, here's the standard, and listing which hospitals are now closed. They can't accept patients. So I just encourage people, throughout this debate, please also use your sense. Continue to wash your hands, use your mask. Our system is under severe distress, and I think we sometimes miss that in our political debates. This is still impacting lots of lives, and we need to be mindful about that and how we talk to our constituents about that. Help to do the right thing, because we are under severe stress. The call volume is continued to increase all across Virginia. The rates are continuing to increase. But keep in mind, when those hospitals are full, that means that that person with having a heart attack or a stroke is going to get delayed care. They can't go to this hospital. They got to travel another half hour, 45 minutes, or an hour or longer, depending on what parts of Virginia you're in, to the next place. So remember, this is about a lot more impactful to all parts of Virginia than just a debate about masks. Please encourage people to have the right discussions. I know the discussions are happening at the school board level. We need to keep in mind that this impacts many, many other populations that need help within our system that cannot provide it, because of how we are addressing this issue. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank the senator. Do any other senators wish to be recognized? Seeing none, the clerk will report any announcements on the desk.
Today, Wednesday, January 19th, the Committee on General Laws and Technology will meet 30 minutes after adjournment, Senate Room 3 in the Capitol. The Committee on the Judiciary will meet 30 minutes after adjournment, Senate Room A, Pocahontas. The Finance and Appropriations Subcommittee on Transportation will meet at 4 p.m., Subcommittee Room 1, 5th floor, Pocahontas. Senators Barker, Saslaw, Hanger, Newman, Deeds, Marsden, and McClellan. Tomorrow, Thursday, January the 20th, the Committee on Education and Health will meet at 8 a.m., Senate Room A, Pocahontas. The Rehabilitation and Social Services Subcommittee on ABC will meet at 9 a.m. in Subcommittee Room 1, 5th floor, Pocahontas. Senators Mason, McPike, Spruill, Reeves, and Cosgrove. The Democratic Caucus will meet at 11 a.m., Senate Room 1 in the Capitol. The Republican Caucus will meet at 11:30 a.m., Senate Room 2 in the Capitol.
The chair recognizes the senator from Portsmouth, Senator Lucas.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I move that the Senate do now adjourn until 12 noon tomorrow.
The question is, shall the Senate adjourn until 12 noon tomorrow? As many as are in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. The Senate is adjourned until 12 noon tomorrow.